What's up, guys? Stefan, S&E's Garage. We're here again with our 15 Honda CRV. The last video we just did, you'll see we just put some nice new front brakes on this. We are now getting ready to tackle the rear. We went ahead, jacked it up already. Just want to show you, your factory jack location is going to be this rear subframe here. So that's where you're going to jack it up from. And then you're going to use your jack stands on the pinch welds here and respectively on the other side. So we're going to go ahead, 19mm impact gun, zip these lugs off, take both the wheels off. Alright guys, here we are at the back of the car. We're going to take out the two 12mm bolts here that bolt the caliper to the bracket. We're going to get that out of the way, pull our pads out, and then we're going to get the caliper bracket off. So getting these rear calipers off is actually kind of tricky because the inboard pad goes ahead and clips into the caliper piston. So in this case, the pads were frozen to the hardware. So we had to get back here with a pry bar in between the pad and the knuckle and pry it out so it would come out with the caliper. It's kind of a silly design. I have seen other cars do this, but in the front, not in the rear. So wasn't really expecting that, but we went ahead and got them off. We're going to go ahead, I want to say these are probably like 17s. We're going to get the caliper bracket off and then get the rotor off. Caliper bracket is off. Hardware's over here. We're going to go ahead and grab our impact screwdriver. We're going to impact this out. An impact screwdriver will save you a ton of time and energy getting this set screw out. If you don't use one, you can strip it and then you're going to have to drill it. You don't want to do that. So I'm going to drop a link in the description below to purchase one of them. And if you purchase it from us, the channel gets a small kickback and we greatly appreciate that. But let me get you set up, show you exactly how to use it, pop that set screw right out. So using an impact screwdriver is super simple. All you're going to do is go ahead and put the screwdriver in the screw. You're going to tap your hammer and it's going to break that screw loose. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. You're not going to strip it, it's going to come right out. This rotor only has one of them. So now we're going to go ahead, take our hammer, tap on this rotor, break it loose. The emergency brake is going to be built into the caliper top hat, or not the caliper, the rotor top hat right here. Here's our rubber plug, so we may have to back that off. But we're going to try to do that without backing it off because right now it's, I mean, there's a little contact, but it's not crazy. So let's see if we can get it off first, and if not, I'll show you how to retract them. So this is going to be kind of difficult to get on camera, but you'll see in there's a little star wheel. So what we have to do is get a screwdriver in there and spin that star wheel to retract the parking brakes, and that's going to allow us to slip this rotor off. So here's a better look at that star wheel. That is exactly what you're going to want to spin to retract them. So you'll see we have them almost retracted all the way. And you're going to take this time to go ahead and inspect your parking brake shoes. I have seen on plenty of vehicles that these backing plates, or these basically the plate that the shoe is stamped onto, likes to rust, and then the friction surface will separate from the shoes. So definitely check that out. These do look nice and clean. So to release these, we had to spin it up, and it released. Actually, no, I think it was down. Yeah, we had to spin this down to release. So this is released. We're going to go ahead, we're going to put our new rotor on, and then we're going to adjust these. I'm going to show you how I like to adjust them. Works for me. So let me get the rotor on and we'll take it from there. Alright guys, so I'm going to set you up on my leg here. Basically what we're going to do is spin this until this rotor locks up. So you'll see me spin it, you know, the adjuster, try to move the rotor. We're going to do it until it locks up, and then we're going to back it off, and then we're going to spin it, and we're going to wait until we just lose our contact to it. So we're going to go ahead, like I said, we're going to spin this adjuster. Make sure I'm on that star wheel. There it is right there. Still got a little more to go. until we're locked up. And it's important that you set this right, because otherwise your parking brake won't fully engage, and you don't want that. So that should be locked up, and it's close enough. So now we're going to go ahead and just spin it the other way. Couple clicks. Alright, I just want to loosen it a little bit more. Give it another spin. And that's right about where we're gonna set it. So now we can go ahead and put our little rubber boot back in, seal this hole up, and we're gonna go clean up our caliper bracket here with a wire brush, take the hardware off, and lube it up real nice so they don't, so the pads don't seize up on the hardware again. Alright guys, so we're in the middle of putting these pads on. I did just want to make sure I made a point of something here. This squealer you're going to want on the leading edge of the rotor. So with the wheel spinning forward, it goes clockwise. So you're going to want to make sure this squealer is facing down, so when the wheel is spinning forward, this is the side that's going to hit the rotor first. Super important. But we're going to go ahead and remove this spring thing, whatever the heck that is, off of the caliper, and we're going to go ahead and replace it with one of these new ones that were included with our pads. And then we're going to slip this pad into our piston, which we went ahead and compressed already with our fingers. That was actually super easy to compress. I am going to leave a link down to a caliper compressor below that you can use. Maybe I'll show you on the other side how that works. But in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and replace that clip and get these pads on. Alright guys, so the caliper compressor we use here on the channel is this guy here, made by Lang Tools. It is ratcheting, and it makes this job super easy. And I'm going to show you just how easy it makes it. You literally slide this guy in, set it to open, and you just ratchet, and this will open up and compress the caliper. There it goes. There's our tension we're looking for. And it's that simple. Very easy ratcheting motion, and it will compress your caliper like so. That is fully compressed. So now we're just going to replace our hardware on this side, finish putting it together. One other thing we're going to do here that I wanted to make sure I showed you is we're going to use our Wagner silicone brake parts lubricant here. This stuff is awesome because it doesn't dry out, but we're just going to go ahead and lube our slide pins with this. Just a little dab will do you. You don't have to do a whole lot. And then you just slide it in, and I spin it while I'm going in to make sure that it gets around the whole slide pin. We're going to do this bottom one. You'll see here we got our brake pad in with a dab of this silicone on both ears of that pad as well, just as we did with this one. So we're going to go ahead, service this pin, slide the caliper on. Alright guys, we're done over here on this side. We're going to go over to the other side, and I'm going to make sure I show you how to use the caliper compressor so you know how to use it. So let's get over there. Alright guys, now that we're done with all 4 brakes, we're going to go ahead and torque our wheels down to 80 foot-pounds with our torque wrench here. We're going to do this to all 4 corners. Alright guys, and that'll do it. So if this video helped you do the rear brakes on your Honda CRV, please like, share, subscribe. We're just going to go take this thing for a ride. Make sure everything's all good, but we'll see you on the next one.
Satisfied Drive safe.